Begin recording. Official Shipmaster's Log 301. It's been weeks since we besieged the human world called Reach, and its fall is inevitable. Their fleets lie in ruin, and their ground forces are in disarray. Our glorious victory is at hand. Many of my commanders believe this shall be the decisive turn that'll ensure humankind's annihilation, but they are more tenacious than we care to admit. I doubt such a triumph will come soon. Regardless of what I think, the Prophet of Conviction has insisted that all shipmasters within the fleet perform historical rites on the eve of this world's cleansing. Whereas most of my fellow shipmasters will recite the beginning of the Covenant and its glorious triumphs, I shall recount a more tragic tale, one that strikes in between my hearts. The Fall of Fal Chavamee, the first disgraced Arbiter. Long before the Covenant, the Sangheili were led by the Arbiters, warrior kings who ruled with strength and honor. And when the Covenant was founded centuries ago, the Arbiters retained their honored place among our people, whilst becoming the very hand of the prophets, even bringing the Lekgolo into the fold. All that changed 400 years ago, when a Sangheili named Fal Chavamee ascended to the mantle of the Arbiter. Fal was an exceptional warrior in his time. Armies were crushed underneath his heel. No enemy could stand against him. He was a master of the sword, a revered general within his clan, whose honor was beyond reproach, and he valued the old ways, what our world once was before the Covenant, and what it could be without it. But what he valued more was his beloved wife, Han. Whenever he was uncertain of his paths, she would offer wise counsel and would never leave his side, no matter the perils he would face. Truly, she was as loyal as a mountain. Fal served the Covenant faithfully for years with honor, only for him to discover that it had no honor. He saw his race corrupted by the gifts of the Sanshayum and their great journey. He saw the Sangheili have strayed from the path of honor, instead favoring power through a faith he did not believe in. And so a hierarch summoned him to the council chambers and implored him to profess faith in the journey. Despite the prophet's pleas, the Arbiter denounced the great journey as a lie. For this, the hierarch declared Chavamee a heretic. One of Fal's fellow clansmen, Haka, saw this as an opportunity to rise in status. He was an ambitious and pious man, quickly earning favor among the prophets, willing to crush anyone who would stand in the way of the journey. But he was nothing more than a cowardly Nishum. Rather than challenging Fal directly, he forced his closest friend, Ro, to murder Han, bloodied and beaten. When the Arbiter returned to his home, he was horrified to find Ro lying dead. And then he saw the body of his beloved Han and clutched onto her lifeless body. She did not deserve such a fate. Heresy was Fal's crime, not hers. It was not honor. It was only murder, carried out by a coward. Filled with grief and sorrow, he roared to the heavens in pain and despair. Fal vowed vengeance upon Haka. Nothing would bar his way. The coward sent assassins to end Fal in the forest, but they were lesser warriors. Chavamee dispatched them all with little trouble. but they were but a taste of the fury that was to befall unto him. After traveling throughout the night to a great canyon, he saw that a Covenant army was sent because of his heresy, and cursed his name before unleashing their full might upon him. Armed with nothing but an energy blade, the Arbiter charged at the host and slew all in his path. Grunts, jackals, Sangheili, none could stand against him. Not even the monstrous Lekgolo stood a chance. Hundreds against one. Within hours, the Arbiter stood alone, victorious. Such a feat would be impossible to perform. Perhaps the gods themselves guided him that day, in spite of his supposed blasphemies. Assassins, an army, all struck down by the Arbiter's blade. Only one more death was required to saint his bloodlust. Scaling the walls of a sacred temple, he met Haka atop the structure for one last duel. To face the one who had killed both his friend and his mate, the Arbiter moved patiently, waiting for the opportunity to strike. But as they crossed swords, however, Haka mortally wounded Fal, his blood pouring through the ground. But not before stabbing the honorless coward, ending his wretched life. Legends say that as his life passed from this world to the next, he saw his beloved Han once more, smiling and laughing. Perhaps the gods gave him a chance to be with his wife in peace once more. In the end, both Fal and Haka fell to each other's blade, and for his disobedience and blasphemy, the title of Arbiter became a badge of shame for our most famously disgraced warriors. Nothing more than pawns in many political games of the hierarchs. When Fal's name is spoken of today, many call him traitor, heretic, but that is not what I see. I see him as a warrior who stood for what we were before the Covenant and fought for that belief to the bitter end. It is this tragic tale that I still serve the will of the prophets, despite my reservations in this war. I only hope that it is time. The hour of this world's cleansing has come. This is Shipmaster Nakai Vodar signing off.